Like and subscribe now, or you're gonna have bad luck this week.
We have all watched secret agent movies that showcase out-of-this-world cars that drive through explosions and sail over high jumps. Although there might not actually be a car straight out of the movies, there are some cars that are dedicated to promoting extreme safety. They are so top-notch that these monster vehicles are used exclusively by leaders around the world. Today we are looking at 10 of the most secure presidential cars in the world, with an exception of one. Let's begin. Number 10. Aurus Senat Limousine, Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin drives an armored Aurus Senat limousine officially. The Aurus Senat is built by NAMI, a Russian state-owned company that also is the leading scientific organization in the Russian Federation in the field of automotive industry development. Reportedly fitted with a 6.6-liter V12 engine produced as part of the Cortez project in partnership with Porsche and Bosch Engineering, this project is estimated to have cost $192 million. The car is fitted with state-of-the-art, life-saving equipment, while also featuring some cool offensive and defensive tools, up to standard with the Federal Protective Services requirements. Putin's limo was built by Russian Central Scientific Research Automotive and Automotive Engines Institute, NAMI for short. And even though its specifications are classified, it is claimed to be completely bulletproof and to run on solid rubber tires. Despite being a product of Russia, the Senat looks remarkably like a cross between a Rolls-Royce Phantom and Joe Biden's Beast. But we very much doubt Mr. Putin would agree with us on that. Number 9. Ford Fusion Hybrid, Brazil. Other than being a right-wing extremist, Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil is something of a car enthusiast himself. He may not have any remorse for the environment or his people, but this guy sure got some drip. As the 38th and current president of Brazil, Jair uses a specially built 2009 armored Ford Fusion Hybrid, which shares the same platform as the Mazda G. For a guy who doesn't believe in climate change, he sure has some love for hybrid cars. Although a 1952 Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith is used by former Brazil presidents on special occasions, the Ford Fusion is used more for a daily commute and other official engagements, making it the more recognized state car. Because why not? The car is given a 2.7 EcoBoost turbocharged V6 engine that does 325 horsepower at 5,500 RPM. It comes with 6-speed gear and state-of-the-art security features. Number 8. Xi Jinping's Hongqi L5 China. Xi Jinping became president of China in 2013 and quickly got to work solidifying his power, silencing critics and amending the constitution to remove term limits for the sitting president and vice president. Like him, his daily driver is powerful too. Xi Jinping, the Chinese paramount leader, uses the Hongqi L5 as his state car. Launched in 1958, the Hongqi is famously used by former China leader Mao Zedong during President Nixon's state visit in 1970 before it was dropped in the 1990s by Chinese leaders for foreign vehicles. 2012 saw the return of the Hongqi after Xi's speech in favor of locally made cars for official use. The Hongqi is 5.5 meters long, 2 meters wide, 1.5 meters high, and has a wheelbase of 3.4 meters, and a 6-liter V12 engine that produces 402 horsepower. Details about the N501 are scarce, and so far it's only been spotted wearing government license plates, but parts of it seem very similar to the 17-foot-long Audi A8L. Number 7. Audi A8L Security, Germany. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has been called a lot of things, many of them admiring. For instance, Forbes called her the most powerful woman in the world 13 times, and she was also named Time's Person of the Year in 2015. Being such an important woman, she needs protection, even if she doesn't need it. She travels in the new Audi A8L Security, a 563 horsepower stretched A8 with ballistic protection and even an armored radiator. There are many secrets in this otherwise normal-looking 18-foot-long sedan. Audi says there's an emergency exit system that will literally blow the door hinges off the chassis. Its S8 powertrain and all-wheel drive system make it the most powerful A8 available. It's also the most expensive, starting at around $750,000. Number 7. Jaguar XJ LWB Sentinel, United Kingdom. Before he became the leader of the Conservative Party, Boris Johnson used to review cars, so we expect him to at least know his car, even if he doesn't know anything else. The British Prime Minister uses an armored Jaguar XJ LWB Sentinel. Following government policy that requires government officials to drive locally made cars, the British Prime Minister's car is built by Jaguar Land Rover, a British multinational car manufacturer. Released in 2007, the 7,260-pound armored XJ can withstand more than 30 pounds of TNT and grenade blasts. This special version uses a 385 horsepower V8, like the normal XJ, but stronger suspension and steering. Components along with larger brakes from the XJ supercharged in June 2020. Johnson's XJ Sentinel was rear-ended after a protester stepped in front of his motorcade. It drove safely away with only a large dent in the trunk from the Land Rover, full of security people behind it. Number 6. Toyota Century Royal, Japan. Unlike his father and predecessor, the Emperor of Japan, Naruhito, uses a car manufactured by Toyota. Toyota Century Royal, or rather a customized version of this car, specifically prepared for the imperial family. You will not find anything like this in the entire world. The luxury vehicle weighs 3 tons and has been modified with security measures that have not been disclosed. According to some leaked information about the car's requirements, it must first be based on a model sold in Japan. Second, the car must be more significant than the other cars used in Japan. Royal cars must. Number 5. Volkswagen Beetle, Uruguay. This is in contrast to other cars on this list, but it will definitely make your day. If you're going to be radical, be like the former president of Uruguay, José Mujica. From 2010 until 2015, he humbly donated 90% of his salary to charities that benefited low-income Uruguayans. He came up against term limits and now lives in a small house on a farm and drives a 1987 Volkswagen Beetle he refuses to sell. In 2014, he told BBC News that an Arab sheikh offered him $1 million for the car, but he joked he needed to keep it to transport his 3-legged dog, Manuela. A new Beetle back then cost around $7,000. Hollywood couldn't cast a better duo if it made a movie about a South American leader that legalized both marijuana and same-sex marriage during his term. Number 4. The Mercedes-Benz S600 Turkey. Meet Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan. Well, he is undoubtedly one of the most controversial world leaders out there, but despite that, he is the proud owner of a Mercedes-Benz S600. The luxury limousine is one of the most used by leaders around the world. This vehicle has all the specs that a head of state could ever want or need. It features a reinforced titanium body, 13cm thick bulletproof doors, the ability to isolate itself from the outside chemical attacks completely, and support tires with internal steel cables. What else could the best ride have? Thus, if someone were to try to harm the president, they would undoubtedly be unsuccessful in their attempt. Number 3. Mercedes Maybach S600, North Korea. The North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, who is against all sanctions and trade restrictions, actually owns a Mercedes-Benz S600 Palm & Guard. This car has an impressive length of 6.5 meters and is 10 centimeters taller than a typical car of its class. While the size may not seem to be the most remarkable thing about this car, little is known about the inside. According to the manufacturer's website, such cars are equipped with powerful engines, so that passengers can quickly leave the dangerous zones. Impressive, right? The former security officer from North Korea said that one of the limousines also has a private portable toilet. That might seem confusing for some of you. The thing is, Kim fears foreign agents may get access to a stool and take an insight into his secret life. Quite reasonable. According to rumors, it is worth a little more than $1,500,000. Number 2. France. France has a history of violence against presidents. On the 22nd of August 1962, France's president, Charles de Gaulle, and his wife were riding in the back of a Citroën DS when 12 armed gunmen opened fire. De Gaulle's life was saved by the Citroën's innovative self-leveling hydro-pneumatic suspension that stabilized the car and allowed the punctured wheels to maintain contact with the road and prevent the car from skidding. Continuing on the theme of French dignitaries driving DS you can wave out of, Emmanuel Macron uses a DS7 crossback for his duties. Not only was it the first DS7 in public roads, but the presidential also previewed many new features which would later become available on production cars, such as DS Connected Pilot and DS Active Scan Suspension. While it lacks the tank-esque characteristics of some leaders' bulletproof cars on this list, it does have a certain amount of relevance in today's SUV-packed market. Number 1. Cadillac One, the Beast, United States. Now let's talk about the President of the United States of America, one of the most influential people in the world. This shouldn't come as a surprise, as he rides a top-of-the-line vehicle, Cadillac Limousine, nicknamed the Beast, and was introduced in 2018. It's made of titanium steel and aluminum and has all kinds of security and communication systems. It's hard to believe, but the estimated cost of the car is almost $16 million. Is it really worth that much? The car has an armored body and bottom with bulletproof glass, which protects the passengers from firearms. What's quite remarkable is that the Beast can ride even with flat tires. The vehicle's interior is completely sealed, and its high level of armor is capable of resisting any type of chemical, nuclear, and biological attack. Even the car has its own source of oxygen. The Beast hides many more secrets, but the problem is that a part of this information is not publicized. Well, we can only guess what else this wondrous car can do. What car would you drive if you were the president? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.